Remember when there were no MP3s but CDs, didn't care about germs, no concern of disease. Street lights came on, we high-fived and we leave. Back in the days it wasn't so hard to believe that I would wake up as the Black Power Ranger, never scared of danger, snapping my fingers to the beat of my drum. Became addicted to fun, we would fight with our hands, never needed a gun. We would gladly chill in the house, play mom and daddy. The greatest feeling was when nobody could ever tag me. So happy, not being the last to be chosen, to run to the candy lady to buy us a Frozen. We was just kids up to no good. Remember the first time you watched Boys in the Hood? Rat tail in the back while my barber faced me. Do you remember when? Yes, no, maybe?
When you would hear a song you like and you felt like it was about your life. Remember when you would write a letter to your girlfriend and she would read it to all of her girlfriends. Remember staying up all night, talking on the phone. Remember skipping class with your homeboys.
Yeah.
Remember G.I.
Hey yo, I wrote this shit up all day. A long stay in the hallway. Harking back to an era of the tape play. Hitting on the track well, on the max cell. With the spitting, the beginning of a rap tale. Elastic scoop, the loop shine vividly. In due time, produce rhyme synergy. And for the longest caught the blinking of the torment. Till inkling of performance, still thinking of his dormant. And so it be, who hold close and kept dear, were left there, won't know folks by next year. For ties cut, invest shares, perplex peers. Rise up, reflect fear, for hex sneers. The rest cheer, know we did it for a purpose. Poem of a kid who never did scratch surface. Until he own it, respect the craft for proponents. Cause it ain't over till it's sown.
Remember what? You would hear a song you like and you felt like it was about your life. Remember when you would write a letter to your girlfriend and she would read it to all of her girlfriends. Remember staying up all night, talking on the phone. Remember skipping class with your homeboys. Remember G.I. Joe.
I used to play Mortal Kombat with Matthew. I swore he used to cheat. I swear I could never beat him. Those sour jawbreakers, I swear I could never beat him. Baddest chick in the school, I swear I could never meet her. Until I wrote her a letter telling her I'm a singer. Me and Terrence would draw pictures of sneakers. Me and Ashley used to be in the class singing. I wrote my first rap in the back of the class thinking, I'm feeling it, yeah. Feel like that you get feeling alive. If you feel it, raise your L in the sky. I remember selling my mixtape in high school. They was really kinda supportive at my school. I was selling cassette tapes for $5. I was making my own beats, I was beatboxing.
Brown, brown sugar, that brown, brown, eight. 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 Brown, brown sugar, that brown, brown, eight.
What's up, and happy Monday to everybody. Great sunny day here in South Florida. Got a little bit of a cough because I've been talking all weekend. I've been making video after video after video, and the throat's a little hoarse right now. But I'm going to muscle through this because that's what I do. Hey, thanks for tuning in. My name is Barry Cunningham. I'm a real estate investor and a burgeoning real estate developer here in South Florida. And it's a great time to be in real estate. Absolutely great time to be in real estate. So I'm going to have to clear the air with something real quick. I've been getting quite a few comments, DMs, and emails, and people have been asking me, hey Barry, you're spending a lot of time talking about trends and politics and news that affects real estate, but you haven't been really doing a lot of how-tos. So in my past life, my former radio show that we had, and we obviously would interview many real estate professionals, people in the know, appraisers, and we're going to continue to do that. And I also traveled the country teaching people how to do short sales. I had a short sale course that was hugely popular at the time. And then we started traveling around doing the short sale seminars, which was wildly fantastic. And that was then. This is now. Much more streamlined setup. The other Barry is not with me in our real estate endeavors anymore. Sometimes we look at doing some things, but I got the rest of the band back together, all the attorneys, a bunch of our funders and things of that nature. But I'm not looking to have a how-to channel. I'm not looking to teach people how to do real estate. Maybe if there's enough people emailing me and want to see it, I'll do a separate channel and I'll teach people how to do different things. If realtors want to know different strategies and things of that nature, maybe I'll give that a shot. But this is not a how-to channel. This is a let's get down to business. Let's make some money in real estate here in South Florida, and let's develop some properties, buy some properties, show how we're going to increase people's liquidity, get them better returns on their investment. That's what I'm all about. I'm segueing into a different level. I'm looking to find people who are interested in doing deals. I'm looking to find people who are looking to find ways that are alternatives to the volatility of the stock market, that even with the corona stuff going on, how real estate is still a very safe and profitable investment. Now, of course, if you watch, you're going to, just by osmosis, see some of the stuff that we're doing, see some of the strategies that we're working on. I talked to one of my attorney friends last week, and I mentioned he's now getting his practice ready for lease workouts, both mostly for commercial, but lease workouts are going to be huge, which are basically an attorney working out a deal between a landlord and the office or commercial space or retail space holder. That's going to be huge. That's going to be a giant money maker. We're going to be talking to him in a couple weeks. So these are people I've worked with in the past, and they're doing very well, and they're getting ready for the next real estate market. The next real estate market is going to be tremendous. I have no doubt with that. So I can't spend a lot of time showing people how to buy a property. What I'm looking to do is let the gurus take care of that. I want to discuss things that are about how we move forward past this corona. As we're seeing the craziness in the news and online, what a lot of people aren't seeing is a massive opportunity that's coming behind it and underneath it. There's things that are happening that I want you guys to focus, those of you who are in the investment game, to understand where we're going. A lot of people are going to be looking at, how do I buy a house with no money down? How do I do this? How do I do that? That's not what I want to focus on. That's not where the big money is going to be. The big money is going to be elevating your game to take advantage of the various situations that are going to be occurring in the market. So I don't really have time for the guru stuff right now. I'm sorry if that upsets some people, but that's where this market is heading. It's not going to be something that the person one-off flip, the television show flip. That's not going to be it. This is going to be some heavy hitting investment that we have to be ready for. And it's going to require people to put together money so that you can take down 3, 4, 5, 10, 15 properties in a fund. Maybe more. I mean, I'm going to talk to you this week about the Blackstone fund, the big hedge fund, and their basically model of operation and how that's going to be shifting as well. If you're not familiar with Blackstone, they bought a ton of property, single family homes. And now they're going to be, of course, a company that big, they're not really going to be hurting, but they're seeing that there's going to be a problem. There is definitely going to be some problem moving forward if you are a buy and hold landlord of single family homes. When are people going to start paying rent again? I have no idea. And I think people need to be prepared for that and the eventuality that the government basically lets people skate. That's not where we are. We're looking at jumping into some opportunity. So today we're going to talk about opportunity zones. And in detail, we're going to go through in the different blocks of today's show, because I'm moving more to a block format, as to where the opportunities are, what you can do with these opportunities, and how you need to have your ducks in a row when you're looking to take advantage of these opportunities. And I'm going to invite you to be a part of the opportunity zones that we're looking at. There's just so much, no pun intended, but opportunity. But before we go into all that, we have to talk about what happened over the last couple days. And man, I don't know what's up with AOC and Rashida Tlaib and their constant drumbeat to just destroy capitalism in this country. Now, if you're one of her fans and you like what she says, you're probably going to want to tune out here. Matter of fact, I don't even know why you're tuning in. If you think that AOC and Rashida Tlaib are just great, just fighters of the resistance, go ahead and just delete now. There's no reason for you to continue, because that's what we're going to combat. That's what we're going up against. That's what we're going to do everything we can to be in a position to overcome everything that they are talking about. So yesterday, I think it was the 23rd, so a couple days ago, she introduces an amendment to defund the Trump Opportunity Zone. So first thing I want to say, I'm going to say this first. It's not a Trump Opportunity Zone. These are designated tracts of land that are out there that are dilapidated, abandoned, not being serviced, still possibly overvalued, but there's nothing happening there. The opportunity is for people like myself, a black man, to get out there and see if we can't help revitalize these communities. There's no reason why you wouldn't want that to happen. Absolutely no reason why. So here, as we look at this article, she talks about it, and I'm going to blow this up pretty big so you can see it. They filed an amendment that would defund the Opportunity Zone. Defund being the code word of the day. They want to defund everything. And it says the amendment, if made into law, would prohibit the Internal Revenue Service from using any funds in a large housing spending bill, which is currently under consideration, to administer or enforce the Opportunity Zone, a tax break created in the 2017 tax bill meant to revitalize poor communities through private investments. That's what she has a problem with. It's amazing is that these excuse me, blighted communities that have been blighted for a long time. I mean, I went through the one here in Delray, and I drove for blocks and blocks and blocks, and it was just boarded up house, empty lots. Thank God the city of Delray cleaned out some of the lots, but there are a lot of churches. There are probably like 20 churches in about a 50 block radius. I mean, there were churches everywhere. So some of these pastors got their hand in some of these properties, no doubt. As we start digging, we're going to find out that we're going to be sure that some of these properties are, the pastors are knowing very well. So that's a group of people that I need to get to know up there. So the tax incentive was created to, and you can see it right there in that one sentence. The tax incentive was created to benefit poor neighborhoods. That's it. You don't have to read anything else. They were put together to benefit poor neighborhoods. So AOC and Rashida Tlaib decide they want these opportunity zones to go away. Why? Because one, they think there's a better use of tax credits, which I don't understand why they would do that. And number two, because they think white people, rich people, are making too much money. So you want to kill a program that is specifically designed to benefit poorest neighborhoods in the country. I'm telling you, when I saw this neighborhood in Delray, there were people literally, I won't even tell you how bad it looked. I wanted to stop, but I didn't want to embarrass them. But just to say their house was, if I use the word dilapidated, I would be overstating how good that property looked. It would have to move up a few stages to be dilapidated. I have a Maltese, and we just recently inherited a new Chihuahua, and I wouldn't let either of those animals stay in this house. But AOC and her pal want to defund tax credits that go to opportunity zones. That's crazy. And down here she says, with the support of other liberal lawmakers and groups, they've tried to repeal them before but did not succeed. Listen, I don't care what side of the political aisle you are on. Opportunity zones are just what they sound like. They're an opportunity to take a bad neighborhood, I'll use the word bad, underserved neighborhood, and make it better. Now, yes, tax credits are used to incentivize investment. So if there's a guy who's very wealthy, a couple bills sitting around, and you can approach him and say, we're going to put in these 50 units, and I need you to put in, $20 million, and we're going to get tax credits that are going to delay your capital gains and all kinds of different things. Does it matter what the person's incentive is? Are they just supposed to be completely just doing it out of goodness of their heart? Of course they're doing it for tax incentives. But the bottom line is the community is improved. Sure, some of them can absolutely be affordable housing. The only way, and this is what she doesn't understand, the only way that these opportunity zones can be developed for affordable or low-income housing is with tax subsidies, is with the tax credits from the Section 42. There's no other way. You can't get your money back. If the development costs $20 million and you have to take out a mortgage for $20 million from a bank or wherever, how are you going to be able to allow people who are in a low income bracket to move in? It's just not going to happen. Nobody is going to build a development just so you can say it's been done and not get anything in return. You are incentivizing people to help build a dilapidated market. It has to sink in. You can't fight everybody. You can't stop everybody from making money because you don't like the way it sounds. Sure, if the government wanted to go ahead and spend $25 million and they're going to do it backwards and hire their own contractors, but I don't think the government can go ahead and do that. You don't have the money to do that. The days of Cabrini Green are gone. I don't understand what the problem is here. So there was a newscast yesterday, and they talked about the opportunity zones. So when we get back from the break, we're going to talk about the news from the White House regarding the opportunity zones.
Your source for profit. Hear what you need to know to succeed in today's real estate market.
You like that new promo? I love it. I love it. It actually helps me cut the videos up as well because I know where the segments end and where the new segment begins so much easier in my post editing for the individual segmented videos. That's thinking with the noggin there, and hopefully it'll help me raise some money. I've been so happy that there's been so many people that have reached out to me and said, how can we participate in your investing? That's what I'm talking about. I'm not looking at doing any courses. I'm looking at doing deals. We want to do deals here. And the bottom line is, if you're looking for a way to put some money and see a return of 8, 9, 10%, that thing better play. Give me a call. Send me an email. Let me know what you think, and we can work a deal according to your parameters. So I mentioned that there was a newscast from the White House, and in this newscast they talked about exactly this, the opposition to the Opportunity Fund and how it's actually going to hurt the people it's designed to help. So we're going to do this in fashion where I watch it a little bit, and that's why I've got the headphones in today. I hate wearing these things, but we're going to talk about the opportunity zones and what they're designed to do. And we're going to stop it whenever we get a chance to, talk about what is said. So let's get into this.
Progressive Congresswoman Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez and Rashida Tlaib proposing to defund President Trump's opportunity zones, believing the program overly benefits wealthy Americans investing in these areas. Thousands of these zones were created in the 2017 tax law meant to revitalize poor communities through private investments. Here to react is Executive Director of the White House Opportunity and Revitalization Council, Scott Turner. Scott, welcome to the show. This is a really important topic, these opportunity zones. First and foremost, remind us what the significance of these zones were, why they were created, and what they aim to accomplish.
Well, good morning, and thank you so much for having me. The question came up, what can be done for the forgotten communities and forgotten people in America? And President Trump and those in the administration, when asking this question, as you alluded to, the Tax Cuts and Jobs Act created the Opportunity Zone Initiative. There's 35 million people in our country that live inside of these opportunity zones. And opportunity. Okay, let's stop it right there. There are 35 million people who are stuck in these opportunity zones of despair. Let's just call them what they are. These are areas of the country that people have forgotten. They take the highway to go by them. They whatever roads, alternate roads, to make sure they never have to drive through these areas. When I went through the one up in Del Rey, I live here and didn't know where this place was. I mean, I literally got off the highway and went, okay, so where the hell am I turning? And I had to make a turn here, turn there, and went, whoa, this is right here.
all of this land, this entire area, with all these people who are affected, in a bad way financially, nobody knows about it. And then those who do know, make sure they don't drive through there, especially at night. So 33 million kind of really might be an understatement.
Zones of those communities that have a higher poverty rate than the state average, that have a much lower median income rate, oftentimes a high crime rate. And each governor and territory leader was given the task to designate or nominate these opportunity zones, and 25% of these census tracts are available. And so as a result, 8,764 opportunity zones across America have been created. But the root of...
Okay, hold on. 8,700 different opportunity zones have been created. The opportunity is tremendous. It's more disgusting that 8,700 tracts of land are dilapidated and in need of attention in some of the, without being political, you know what areas of town they are, and you know who's been running these towns for decades. So along comes a new president and says, hey, here's an easy way to help get these things fixed up. I'm a developer from New York. I know what it takes. It takes people with money coming in, putting money out, expecting a return, and in the same time, the property gets redeveloped. I know gentrification, bad word, gentrification. But if you're using these tax credits to include affordable housing, then you're not worried about gentrification. If you got a Starbucks on the first floor and 20 units above and 18 of them are low income, nobody knows the difference. They're just a nice 20-story building sitting there. What's the problem? But, they want to fight it. So let's go ahead and hear some more about this.
To your question is, what can be done to lift up, our nation's most vulnerable, distressed communities and the people inside of these communities to create, new jobs and new businesses, better housing, retail, to help people really to fulfill their God-given potential and use their skill sets to take care of their families and start business and so forth.
You see, that to me is the essence of the problem. To help people create business, to take care of their family, to raise to a new level, to reach the heights of their God-given talents and beyond. Who would not want that to happen? Can I tell you? I'll tell you. The person who doesn't want that to happen is the person who wants you dependent upon the government. I have bought literally dozens of properties in the hood. I have literally tried to help people in the hood become homeowners. I had to fight pastors. I had to fight local city commissioners because you're breaking the system here. If she or he gets into this home and builds some equity, and they build this equity and they're able to then resell in a couple years and do what they want, they don't need the government. So the flip side of that is, with an opportunity zone, if you don't put people on a path where they can become more financially secure, then they are going to be reliant on the government. I mean, think about it. What happened today? I think they just approved another $1,200 stipend for everybody. And they're going to keep on with this $600 extra per week unemployment benefit, which is an incentive to keep people not working. It's an incentive to keep businesses closed, get people on the dole, get people used to getting money for nothing. This isn't a Dire Straits song. This is really dire straits. But that's why there's such an opportunity, not just in opportunity zones, but in purchasing duplexes, quads, multifamily, small rentals, and putting Section 8 renters in them, because the government's going to pay the landlord. There's no AOC, there's no Rashida Tlaib. They're never going to touch Section 8. I'm going to spend the entire show tomorrow talking about Section 8 rentals, the gold mine of real estate right now. Gold mine. But this is the other gold mine. It takes a little bit more finesse, a little bit more working, but these opportunity zones are absolutely huge for people who understand how to put these deals together. More than likely, it's going to be new construction, and you're going to have to do all the stuff that new construction does. And I'm going to show you how this is benefiting, and it shouldn't just be black people, but it is benefiting black entrepreneurs. But let's go ahead and continue with this interview.
Yeah.
But the root of it is, hey, there's people in our country living in poverty. And so how can we help to lift them up?
Yeah. So what's your reaction to this push to defund them?
I think that's a big mistake. And we cannot say as a people, as America, that we are concerned about our most vulnerable people in our country. If we want to take away this most important initiative of the Opportunity Zone legislation, I have the privilege of stewarding this council along with Dr. Ben Carson, Secretary Ben Carson. And I've been around our country. Our team has been around our country, and I've been to over 60 cities, 65 cities of our most vulnerable communities, convening stakeholders.
So this guy has traveled the country. Remember, don't forget this. AOC killed the deal for Amazon to come to her district to be paying high six-figure jobs. Killed it. She didn't want it there. Everything that Scott Turner here is describing is for the true advancement, the true progression of people in the hood. Not fake. Not we'll take care of you, we'll be your daddy, we'll make sure that everything's taken care of. We're talking true progression. Buy a house. Pay on it. Have a job. Build equity. Sell that house. Buy a new house. Something that's been pretty much absent in the black and minority communities as a whole. That simple progression has been absent. There are people, and we see the videos every day, they're just acting a fool out there. And I think a lot of this stuff is stirred up on purpose to keep people's eye off the prize. There is no way you would be acting this way if you knew the, quote, opportunities that are available to you. But they keep saying, oh, but it doesn't help the minorities. Last time I checked, this skin is, I'm a little bit brown, but I'm considered a black man. So let's hear some more what he has to say here.
Together, both Democrat and Republican. And the beauty about this initiative is that it transcends politics. It transcends ethnicity and creed and socioeconomic background. This is a tool to release private capital into.
See, it's a good point what he says. It transcends color. They don't like that. They hate that. It's transcending, going beyond the fiefdom that they want you closed in. They want you to want the bus pass. They need you to live on Section 8. They desire you to get food stamps. They have to have you on WIC. They have to be mainlining all this money to the people who don't know any better. And then when you do that, just like a drug addict, you're hooked. You're hooked for votes for years because you've been told this is how it's done. Thankfully, my dad told us No, that's not how it's done, and I expect you to get off your ass and get to work. We are not taking a dime from the government. So let's finish this off.
Areas that have not seen investment in decades, and not only that, but to create public-private partnerships to bring about all of these stakeholders together.
You know, that just cracked me up. I love dissecting videos, because here he says these are areas that have not seen investment for decades. Why? Why has a large tract of land, miles in circumference, not seen investment in Delray Beach, Florida? I don't know. You're going to have to answer that one.
As I said before, create business. You have education leaders. I'm sorry. Did you say something?
No problem. Yeah, it's a very different. No, it's a very different view, investing private capital as opposed to relying on government investment. Obviously, a very important topic. We're out of time for today, Scott, but we very much appreciate you digging into this, and we know the debate on this one.
So, using private capital to drive an opportunity zone, you know, it doesn't make any sense, because, as I said, when you read this right here, it specifically says the tax incentive was created to benefit the poor neighborhoods. Yet for decades, people have not been able to get out of poverty. Why is that? Why is it that people, and I could do it today, I could go back to certain areas of where I grew up, and they're still the hood. They haven't changed. They still haven't changed. I talked to my sisters who live back in Connecticut. I go, is this XYZ neighborhood still a crap hole? She goes, yeah, nothing's changed. Nothing has changed. I could drive up there today, go to this neighborhood, and just say, they're still in the hood. Why has it been decades and nothing has happened? So now comes a new administration, and he says, hey guys, we can fix this. We can bring in some private money. We don't even have to spend government money. We don't have to raise anyone's taxes to improve and to benefit these poor neighborhoods. We can just go ahead and use private capital, incentivize them with tax credits, sell the tax credits, bring in capital, and make the enterprise zones and opportunity zones work for everybody. Excuse me. But they're complaining, and they want to complain because they think that it doesn't affect and doesn't help minority entrepreneurs. So when we get back, I'm going to tell you how they're full of crap. You're going to love this.
Profit. Hear what you need to know to succeed in today's real estate market.
So, just jumping back into this real quick. So these opportunity zones are meant and designed to, as they say here on the page, created to benefit poor neighborhoods. Created to benefit poor neighborhoods. There's nothing else that these things were created for. It's to take a blighted community, bring in investment so that the neighborhood can be better. The most simple of intentions, and people are looking to kill it. To kill it because other people are making money off it because they're getting tax credits. They're able to defer capital gains because they're helping a neighborhood. Obviously, these people do not understand how investing and investments work, especially in real estate. If someone's going to put out money, they're expecting a return, whether it's a coupon rate on a mortgage or a tax credit. Either way, for me to put my money into something, I'm expecting a return. Every single investor on the planet expects that. I think they've become so accustomed to the wokeness of people. They think you're just going to give it to you. Hey, I don't know if that did the knock sound, but got something for you. All these people stroking checks to BLM, they're taking a tax write-off. Do you even know that? Do you think that when so-and-so says, hey, listen, I'm going to write a check for $1 million to BLM or Planned Parenthood or this or that or the other thing, what do you think they're getting in return? You think they're just giving away their money? Wake up. You say you're woke, but you're obviously not. Everybody who invests or donates gets something in return. It's that simple. Whether you're walking through, donating to your church on Sundays, guess what? They send you a statement. Here's for your tax deductibility. What are they going to do? Make you not be able to donate to the Salvation Army? Probably, maybe, might be coming. But from ocean rescues to stop plastic in the oceans to the Salvation Army to the Little Sisters of the Poor, that's what's been done forever. You need money for whatever project, I'll give it to you, and I'm getting a tax write-off. It's the only reason you're getting that money. No other reason. Period. They may have altruistic, they may care, but they're taking the tax write-off. So what's the difference? So let me go into a couple of things here, and I've got to talk to you about some of the opportunity zones. And just bear with me, this stuff can get kind of dry. But those of you, especially those of you who said you want to learn something, understand. So first off, you've got to find out where the opportunity zones are near you. And this site here, the Economic Innovation Group, and they talk about the difference in opportunity zones and the history of opportunity zones. This would be a good place for you to start. And it's even got some information here on unlocking private capital to facilitate economic growth. And it describes what opportunity zones are. And it describes what opportunity zone funds are and how people are funding the ability to do these investments and developments in these areas by offering investors tax deferrals. Being able to, not have to eat these tax capital gains right away. You can defer it. You can sell tax credits, Section 42. Look it up. Don't wait. Look it up. If you have any questions, get back a hold of me. So just bear with me for a second. So this company, Economic Innovation Group, also talks about they actually put out a fact sheet. And just so you know, I'm actually using this fact sheet. And I'm going through here and I'm learning more every single day about how to set these things up. And it's designed to incentivize capital investments in low-income communities nationwide. You can read it. It's right there. Next thing is there's $6 trillion available for opportunities. And somebody has went through and figured out that by funding opportunity zones and offering these Section 42 tax credits, there's $6 trillion available. But Barry, I don't know what we're supposed to do. They're not helping the black people. Okay, you're going to go with that, huh? Okay, so you're about to be embarrassed. So look who EIG is. EIG is putting together their own opportunity funds, and they're looking, and I'm going to have to blow this up because you have to see this. Okay, you ready? They are looking to raise, you see the number there? Let me keep going. $50 million for opportunity zones that they're investing in. The same EIG that I just showed you, the Enterprise Center, $50 million. Black company. Black owned. $50 million. So as I've been digging in this, I'm like, wow, this seems like it really could be something here. And you go down here, and we already have 3 qualified opportunity funds set up and awaiting your investment. So they've already set up 3 funds, and you're just at this point collecting the money. And here are the funds. The Enterprise Center Opportunity Fund, which is a fund specifically targeted to minority-owned business clients. Yeah, I'm going to have to give them a call. The Minority Enterprise Opportunity Fund is a nationwide fund. Definitely got to get them a call. For minority-owned enterprises. Urban Communities Opportunity Fund, which focus on real estate investments. But, hey, AOC, I thought this wasn't for black people. I thought you just said that you want this defunded because black people and minorities aren't able to take advantage of it. Which is it? If I'm looking at a company right here that has 3 funds under development and looking to raise $50 million, and it's a black-owned company helping other black-owned developers, you look pretty stupid trying to kill it. You look really stupid trying to kill it. But let me go further. So this is really going to freak out. So as I started digging in this, I'm like, how much experience are you going to need? I've bought or sold over 1,000 properties in my career, but I haven't developed. That's why I said I'm a burgeoning real estate developer. We are looking to get into the real estate development space. We are now have projects under development. Take some time. But if you haven't done a development, I did some condo conversions 10 years ago, but real developments, are people going to invest in you? Are people going to spend the time getting to know you? So I did some research and I found this guy, and this guy is just amazing. And his name is Brandon Rule. Brandon Rule, and you can check out some of his stuff on the internet, is a 31, maybe now 32-year-old, wait for it, black guy. 32-year-old black guy. And he's doing these developments. And he decided he didn't want to start flipping houses, he wanted to start doing developments. And he put his, the whole thing together. He completed a program at Marquette University. And in July, his first building, he did a 60-unit affordable housing development. 60 units. And this article goes through how he put his money together, and it's a very interesting story and how he's become somewhat of a expert on Section 42 tax credits. It's just amazing. And then now he's just this was from April, and he just got approved to do another one. He's doing a pretty big development. Where is his name? The developer Brandon Rule received tax credits. Tax credits. You see the word again? The stuff that AOC and Rashida Tlaib are saying that they're not getting, that it's not benefiting minorities. Brandon Rule received tax credits for his second development along National Avenue, the 1331 project, proposed for a city-owned site at 1331 West National Avenue. With supplement rules recently completed, which was this first one I just showed you, Rule intends to develop an 89-unit building with 74 units set aside for those making less than 60% of the area's median income. So Brandon Rule, who I got to get on this show, did one development. Now he's got his second one. It's an 89-unit building, 89 units, and 74% of them are going to low-income housing, affordable housing. I told you that's how it works. But they want to kill this. This is a 31-year-old, now 32-year-old black man who has figured out what he should be doing in his community, and he's getting the money to build these properties through the Opportunity Zone. Brandon sounds like an amazing young man. I'd love to get him on the show and talk to him. So, Brandon, be ready. I'm going to have to get you at a hookup here because I got to interview. People are going to love to hear what you did. Now, there's a how-to story. There's a how-to development video that you guys are going to want to understand. That not a get-rich-quick thing. I mean, he talked about in one of his videos how he put together a project and at the end of 3 years only made like $8,000-9,000. But to me, that's because he paid for education. He paid to learn how to become a developer. I would gladly pay him and other people to help me structure my tax credits for my deal in Delray Beach. That's how you make money. That's how you become a developer. You buy back the block. You need to check that. Buy back the block. Buy the block. All these different things that are going on where there's minority developers who are understanding and they're tied into their community and they understand what's going on with these tax credits. Come on, guys. This is what AOC is trying to kill. She is trying to stop a group of people who have figured out how to fix their community. A 32-year-old black developer who learned that he could build 80, 70, 100 unit projects, help his community, make a few bucks, and repay his investors. There's nothing wrong with that. Nothing at all. So guys, I will see you tomorrow. A lot of reading here if you want to check it out. And I hope you have a good evening.
Your source for profit. Hear what you need to know to succeed in today's real estate market.